I went to your mission statement on on CFAM. Why do you guys still? Why you do what we do? Let me just ask you this, because I'm obviously not Catholic, and
What are you, Sam?
I am Jewish, and
Are you practicing?
I am practicing. Yes.
No kidding. Good for you.
Thank you.
Are you raising your children in Judaism?
Yes.
No Christmas trees allowed, and that's not a joke.
Yes. No Christmas
No what?
trees. No Christmas tree allowed in my house. But so
Seriously, no Christmas trees?
yeah, seriously.
That's hilarious. I mean, that's great. Go ahead. So in our mission statement, what did you find?
You said why we do what we do, and you have quotes about as far as the Catholic Church is concerned, the principal focus of her interventions, her being the Catholic Church, in the public arena is the protection and promotion of the dignity of the person, and she is thereby consciously drawing particular attention to principles which are not negotiable. Among these emerge clearly today: protection of life, that is, you're against abortion from the first moment of conception, and
Yep.
I guess presumably contraception as well, which I can actually sort of understand, conceptualize that more than being against gay marriage, but let's leave that.
Yeah.
Recognition and promotion of the natural structure of the family, a union between a man and a woman based on marriage, the protection of rights to educate their children. These principles are not truth of faith, even though they receive light, confirmation of faith. They are inscribed in human nature itself, so they go beyond faith. It's not just a question of Catholicism; it's a question of all human beings. And it's I guess it's a quote from a pope from 2006. What happens when you guys hear the new pope say, you know what, that's not the principle? I mean, I know that the pope still is, obviously that doctrine still stands, but he says that we shouldn't have that as the focus. And it seems to be, because I've just read the entire aspect of why we do what we do from your mission statement, that seems to be the primary principles which your organization functions on. Is it weird? I mean, how do you respond to the Pope? I don't understand Catholicism that much, but when the Pope says it, that, hey, this shouldn't be the primary focus anymore, how do you reconcile that?
Well, I don't think that the Pope is in favor of gay marriage or gay adoption.
No, I know, but he says this shouldn't be the primary focus of what we do.
I don't think that the Church is going to change its teaching on any of these issues.
No, I don't think it's changed. It's about focus, though.
Well, I also don't think for one second that the Pope disapproves of my work. I'm going to be at the Vatican in next month, and I'll be at the Vatican the month after that, and we work with the Vatican on a daily basis at the United Nations, and they love our work.
But I mean, surely, I'm just saying, as a Catholic,
nobody is the point is that nobody is, except those on the left, are interpreting those words the way that you are.
I see.
The Church isn't even interpreting those words the way you are.
So you don't think that the Pope would say that our primary focus should be more on the poor as opposed to these type of issues?
The Pope, well, let me give you an example. Just since he made those statements, the Pope has spoken. Oh, this is the best example. He gave his annual address to all the Vatican diplomatic corps, and that is not foreign diplomats to the Vatican, but to the nuncios,
right.
That is to say the representative of the Vatican in the various countries. And he brought these issues up as the most important that they work on.
That they work on.
So that the Church works on, yeah. And he urged them to continue working on these issues.
So that stuff, when you heard that stuff from the Pope, you just basically said there's no...
When you...
Okay, I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, look.
All right.
It's
your interpretation is just wrong. That is what I'm saying.
Okay. And so when you hear this, it just, there was no change at all. I'm just curious. Asking. I'm just asking. Look. I don't really have any skin in that game.
What you're asking me to do is not what the Church is asking me to do.
I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm just asking.
You're asking me to adhere to something that you think the Pope said, and you think what the Pope
I'm not
meant.
asking. I'm
But
just asking about it. I'm not asking you. Look,
the church.
like I say,
the
I got no
church
skin
does-
in this game.
The
We don't have a Christmas tree in my
church
house.
does not. The church does not interpret that statement the way that you do. That's my answer.
Okay. And so, but as a Catholic, when you heard the Pope say those things, your sense was just same old, same old.
The church does not interpret that statement the way that you do.
Wow,
so when I hear that statement,
denial type of thing. I was just asking as a Catholic.
Well,
that's
no,
all.
I mean, Sam. When I work, you understand? I work with the Vatican every day, and nobody at the Vatican has called me up, or even in a casual conversation, said, "Yeah, you ought to stop working on these issues."
I have no doubt. Of course not.
That conversation.
I'm just curious.
That conversation has never
That's not
happened.
the question I was asking you. I was just asking you, when Pope Francis said those things that I'm misinterpreting, was your response like, same old, same old?
My response was, let's keep doing our work.
Regardless of what he says.
No, because I understand what the church wants me to do.
I'm teasing.